You've heard it said, I'm sure, that there's a nefarious way that some people in politics have of turning around what is true about them by throwing it at the other side. Like, there's some really witches' cauldron examples I can think of. After My Lai massacre, my father called some Nam veterans baby killers in a book. And of course, they conjured this thing about I'm the walrus abortion. Who's a baby killer now, dog eyes? This sort of spin control, it's called. You know? And they targeted me from the time I was just a child. I was hit in the head from behind by armed men when I was just a child. I mean, it wasn't something that I even had any defense against. And they say now that I go shopping to antagonize people. You see how it works? It's sort of a spin control system. They do something wrong and then they point the finger at somebody else. And, you know, I don't even like telling people how horrible they are. It's not something I want to do to talk about how they poison me in the mouth. That's not something don't want to even admit to myself how sickening these people were. But they did do this, and it was augury for the COVID bomb, and it was part of their alibi systematic concerning the AIDS attack. And these maniacal people who would stick a poison in a deaf person's mouth who's suffering from neurotrauma and call it therapy for themselves are in administrative power in the city of Seattle. And they're working at universities like University of Washington and the University of Pittsburgh. That's the fact. And it would be dark and dark indeed for me to keep that to myself when other people are at risk of this kind of comprehensive misbehavior by the authorities who are criminally insane. That's the bottom line. There's nothing I can do about it. It has to be spoken out against.